Let's discuss a simple problem. Read the question. Find the decimal form of 10 by 11. Okay, we have done so many questions based on this. Now it's your turn. You have to tell me each step. So, step 1. Tell me. Yes, writing 10 by 11 as itself. And then multiplying both numerator and denominator with 10. If any of you have some doubts with this step, go back to the previous class and learn or go through the problems we have done and then come back. Okay. And we are splitting it as 10 by 10 into 10 by 11. Very good. And the next is, there is no change for 10 by 10 and we are replacing 10 by 11 with 0 plus 10 by 11. Why? On dividing 10 by 11, we get 0 plus 10 by 11, isn't it? Okay. Again 10 by 11 and we are applying distributive property. And we get the first term as 0 by 10 and second term as 100 by 110. Then we are bringing 0 by 10 to LHS and on rearranging. So from this step we get the final equation as 10 by 11 minus 0 by 10 is equal to 100 by 110. And we consider this as equation number 1. Now step 2. Yes, writing 10 by 11 as itself. Next is multiplying with 100. Next is splitting it as 10 by 100 into 100 by 11. Again writing 10 by 11. There is no change for 10 by 100 and we are replacing 100 by 11 with 9 plus 1 by 11. Why? Yes, on dividing 100 by 11 we get 9 plus 1 by 11. And so, on applying distributive property, we get 90 by 100 plus 10 by 1100. Bringing 90 by 100 to LHS and on rearranging, we get the second equation as 10 by 11 minus 90 by 100 equal to 10 by 1100 and we consider it as equation number 2. Now, coming to step 3. Writing 10 by 11 as itself and then multiplying both numerator and denominator with 1000 and then splitting it as 10 by 1000 into 1000 by 11. Again writing 10 by 1000 as itself and replacing 1000 by 11 with 90 plus 10 by 11. And I have given the steps here. Again, applying distributive property, we get the first term as 900 by 1000 plus 100 by 11,000 and bringing 900 by 1000 to LHS and on rearranging, we get the next equation as 10 by 11 minus 900 by 1000 equal to 100 by 10,000 and we consider this as equation number 3. So, step 4. Considering 10 by 11, multiplying with 10,000, splitting it as 10 by 10,000 into 10,000 by 11. Again, there is no change for the first fraction. We are replacing 10,000 by 11 as 909 plus 1 by 11 and applying distributive property and we get the first term as 9090 by 10,000 plus 10 by 1,10,000, isn't it? Now bringing the first fraction to LHS and on rearranging, we get the next equation as 10 by 11 minus 9090 by 10,000 is equal to 10 by 1,10,000 and we consider this as equation number 4. So from all the steps, we get 4 equations as in the screen as you can see. Now go through this very carefully and tell me your observation. We have done this so many times and this is a very easy task for you. Yes, continuing like this, what we can say? 0 by 10, 90 by 100, 90 by 1000, 9090 by 10,000 etc. get closer and closer to 10 by 11, isn't it? So can you tell me the decimal form of 10 by 11 now? Yes, it's 0.909090 etc. Okay, I hope you understood the steps. If you have any confusion, do step 5, 6 and then come to this conclusion. Now we have the next question. Write the results of the operations below as decimals. Here we have 5 sub questions and we will discuss each of this in detail. This is the same question from your text. Let's do the first problem. Write the results of the operations below as decimals. See, here we have recurring decimal. We all know the operations on normal decimals like 0.5, 0.7 and so on. But here we have recurring decimals and we haven't yet done any problem on this kind of decimals, isn't it? So here what is your first step? Yes, we will find the fraction that represent 0.111 etc. and 0.222 etc. You already know the corresponding fraction of these two decimals. Think and tell me. Yes, we have done so many problems and we have seen the decimal form of 1 by 9 as 0.111, 2 by 9 as 0.222 and so on, isn't it? If you have gone through the previous classes, you will remember this. Otherwise, all of you must go through the previous classes and come back. Okay. So, by looking at the table, can you tell me the fractional form of 0.111? Yes, it's 1 by 9. What about 0.222? It's 2 by 9. So, now coming back to our problem. We have to add these two. So, instead of adding these two decimals, we will add the fractions. So, 1 by 9 plus 2 by 9 is equivalent to 3 by 9. Why? Here the denominator is same. So, on adding the denominator, adding a fraction whose denominator is same, we need to add the numerators and we can write the denominator as itself. So we get the answer as 3 by 9. By looking at the table again, we can say the decimal form as 0.333 etc. So 0.111 etc. plus 0.222 etc. is 0.333 etc. Okay. Let's do the next problem. We have 0.333 etc. plus 0.777 etc. isn't it? So what is the first step? Yes, finding the fraction corresponding to these two decimals. And this table will help you for that. So by looking at the table, 0.333 corresponds to 3 by 9. 0.777 corresponds to 7 by 9. And so on adding we get 3 by 9 plus 7 by 9 which is equivalent to 10 by 9 and 10 by 9 corresponds to 1.111 etc. So we get the final answer as 0.333 etc. plus 0.777 etc. Okay. And the answer is 1.111 etc. Okay, let's do the next problem. Here the question is 0.333 etc. into 0.666 etc. And what do you have to do first? Yes, fractional representation of these two decimals. And for 0.333 it is 3 by 9. For 0.666 it is 6 by 9. And on multiplying we get 3 by 9 into 6 by 9 which is equivalent to 3 into 3 into 2 by 9 into 9, isn't it? We splitted 6 as 3 into 2. And by cancelling all these, what we can say? We get 2 by 9. How the cancelling occurs? These 3 and these 3 gives 9. And we can cancel 1 9 with these 2 3's. And the final we get 2 by 9. And so 2 by 9 corresponds to 0.222. So here our answer is 0.222 etc. Okay, let's discuss another problem. Write the results of the operations below as decimals. Here, tell me the steps very quickly. Yes, finding the fraction that represent 0.333 and it is 3 by 9. Very good. Now, yes, considering the problem again. Replacing the decimal form by 3 by 9 the whole square. And we get 3 by 9 into 3 by 9, isn't it? Or we can write 3 into 3 by 9 into 9. And on cancelling again. In numerator 3 into 3 gives 9. So 1 9 in the numerator and another 9 in the numerator get cancelled and we get 1 by 9. 1 by 9 corresponds to 0.111 etc. So here in this problem the answer is 0.111 etc. So next we will discuss square root of 0.444 etc. Tell me the first step. Yes, we will find the fractional form of 0.44 as 4 by 9, isn't it? And again we are considering our problem, replacing 0.444 with the 4 by 9. And in the next step, we are doing some calculation. Why we are multiplying numerator and denominator with 9 is that we have to convert the numerator and denominator into a perfect square and we need the denominator as 9 itself. So to get that, we multiply both numerator and denominator with 9 and we split the square root separately to numerator and denominator and we get numerator as root of 4 into 9 and denominator as square root of 9 into 9 and it is root 36 by root 81. We all know square root of 36 is 6 and square root of 81 is 9 and so we get the answer as 0.666 etc. from the table. So here square root of 0.44 etc. is 0.666 etc. Now I am giving you some homework questions. All of you write it down and find it out.
So today in this class we have discussed so many problems, isn't it? Okay, all of you must go through the problems twice or thrice and the concepts once again. We have completed this chapter and we will meet in the next class with a new chapter. Thank you.